Museveni. But once you know the history, like Christians understand the history or the genealogy of Jesus and understand him and follow him, Ugandans understand our history and they keep electing General Yoweri Kaguta Tibuhaburwa Museveni. So we wish to congratulate His Excellency the President, the party and the party leadership for a landslide victory well earned. Congratulations once again. Enjoy the music. Ladies and gentlemen, the president now comes, is being received by the band, the commander of the band, to come and inspect the band, and then he shall proceed to his seat thereafter, as we will be inviting the religious leaders to lead us in prayer, and then after that, the march past. My name is Major General Felix Kulaije. I'm co-assistant MC for this year's function, a historic one of 40 years since Uganda rid herself of misrule, and the journey of transformation was started. As I was saying, for you to understand a society, you need to know its history. For you to appreciate a tree, you must know the type of roots, whether it has a taproot or otherwise, to know whether it will be able to survive wind and all other vagaries of weather. So similarly, to appreciate Uganda, one ought to appreciate our history and know why the people choose the way they choose. And it's only in order that when the Ugandans make their choice, everyone respects it. A number of achievements have been registered in the 40 years. From an economy that was growing at minus to an economy that grows between 5 and 7% per annum. And indeed, when His Excellency President Museveni on 29th of January 1986 declared that what had happened was not an ordinary change, but a fundamental change, that famous quote can explain why we have seen all these strides achieved, or rather made, in the economy, in the social field, in the politics of our country. But most importantly, how Uganda moves out to be a great contributor to stability and peace in the region, the entire continent. From a net exporter of refugees to a net recipient of refugees.
Mheshimiwa Rais, huo ndio mwisho wa ukaguzi wa gwaride. Naomba kuendelea na gwaride, Mheshimiwa Rais.
That was the voice of Colonel Subuga Sam Rugwira, the parade commander for this historic occasion, requesting for permission to continue with the parade. This year's parade, ladies and gentlemen, the parade to IC or second in command is Major Miriam Okello Apio. As my counterpart was saying, the ladies were given. 40 years ago, we had no ladies in the army. Today, we have a lieutenant general, a lady. And the second in command of today's parade is a lady. I think the ladies deserve a congratulations here. Women are not here? Wow. But I'm seeing them, and I've seen no less a woman than the High Excellency, the Vice President, and the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament. You are most welcome, Your Excellency.